Hello, Minecrafters! Very exciting news these days. LRAM has just released Redpower 2 for Minecraft 1.2.5, and that's what we're going to talk about today. And just that. I'll soon have the server back up with the current version of Minecraft, but right now, let's talk about Redpower. There we go. This version of Redpower included frames, as you can see. I have been building all sorts of strange contraptions. One of the first I showed was my elevator. Get rid of these extra blocks here. Oh, that one I want to keep. Oh my god. There we go. Anyway. Pick it up, thank you. The elevator works like this. You walk in, you press this button, and I have now set the timing so it's a smooth ride. Get in, press the button. There you go. As you can see, it's not stopping on each level or each meter. And that's because I have set the timers for... Let's see how much we set them. I should stop right clicking with this, yeah. There we go. 0.8 seconds. So whenever someone is clicking the button, the timer will count to 10, as you can see there. When it reaches 10, the blue wire will stop the timer and it will stop sending out signals. And when someone presses this button, this one will start counting. If you didn't fuck it up like I just did by right clicking like that. And once it reaches 10, this one will stop the counter and this gray wire will reset. No, it won't. The blue one will reset the counter up there. So each time one of them is complete, it will reset the other. That's the basic elevator. The same principle I've converted to a small dam over here. When you press this button, the wall should go up and we got water. Yay! Now imagine this with industrial craft water mills. We could actually build a real large dam and place water mills inside where we can turn them on and off using Redpower frames. Wow. Same button, just a click, and it closes down. Over there I've been working on a mining rig and I failed miserable. We will come back to that in another video. You could also use it for something like hidden doors. There we go. That's just amazing. I've also seen people creating walking machines, flying machines, general machines moving. That's a bad idea on most servers because just imagine just 20 people creating those machines moving around. Someone disconnects and the machine keeps moving. He reconnects and the machine might be somewhere else. Well, it's just gonna keep going. That would suck. I'm not sure if the chunk, when it reaches the edge of the chunks, it would stop, or if it would just keep on going and keep generating chunks. Could be interesting. Could be a good griefing tool. Who knows? And the elevator is basically made up like this crane up here. This is on 2-second movers. I was testing pipes connecting downwards and what sticks and what does not stick. And this is just a old school switch. You would just replace this with a toggle at spot. So why would I? That's not fun. A few other new things in this version of Redpower 2 are the water pumps, or I should say liquid pumps, because they pump liquids. You can see them going. I have 4 going here, pumping out water from this lake. And this time I'm really amazed, because I forgot all about these pumps and I was pumping it out on the other side of this mountain, and suddenly everything was starting to get flooded. So I built a small dam here. Basically how it works, it pumps out source blocks and places them where it ends, the water ends. So let's see, let's follow this. You could place one of those exit blocks right here, which I had before, so the water would just run out here. But instead of just placing the source blocks just around the exit, it actually placed the source blocks where the water ended. And that's amazing. So I hollowed out this entire mountain here, and if we look in there, you can see water is streaming out of the pipes, and we can go in for a look. Okay. As you can see, I've just been hollowing out this mountain, and it's very deep, but it's actually filled with water now, correctly. Not moving water. This is actually the source blocks. So I'm very impressed with this mod. Well, this update, the mod has always been great. There we go. Remember to close an area off. If you're pumping water, always close it off, else you will end up flooding something you don't want to flood. A few things. Well, the computers, I'm not going to go into those, but if you are looking for a basic tutorial, Direwolf20, he has made one explaining the computers, just basically how they work and how you can output signals through cables and such. Excellent work. And the computers do in fact have their own operating system, Mine OS. Well, that's the disk I have in right now, but that's very impressive. These pipes are just, well, I'm sure you already know them, maglev pipes, extremely fast. Almost didn't see it. There we go. And this is, well, nothing. I was working on a train or something. Well, let's just find a nice clean slate area right here. Let's go over the basics of the frames. Well, you need a few things. The frames are very expensive to, well, they're actually quite cheap, but the motors are expensive to build. They look like that. Frame, they're not so expensive, and well, you're basically good to go. But we're going to need some power as well. There we go. Just gonna place a crafting bench because we need it in a few minutes, and some solar cells. There we go. We need some electricity before we can use the frames. They actually run on electricity. So they are, yeah, green engine, green power. There we go. Enough of that. Now to the frames and engines. You place them like any other block. And as you notice, it has an arrow and some graphics. The side with the arrow is where you want to place your frames. And the arrow shows the direction the frames will move. When you right click it, you can turn it around. Shift and right click, you can switch the whole block around just like we usually could. So if I put frames here, nothing will happen. Frames here, nothing will happen. Only up here. And this of course needs power, so we're going to attach some power to it. And once it's powered, you can see down there, there's some dark, very dark blue, red and dark. There we go. Light blue. That means it has power. Let's take a lever and test it. Oh. Not enough. But, well, give it a while. Anyway. Oh, no. That's just me making a rookie mistake. Let me explain something about these frames here. These frames, when you place a frame, all sides are sticking. That means anything they touch will stick to it. So right now the grass will actually stick to this block. And the only way to prevent that is adding covers like that. So when you add a cover, the side the cover is on will not stick. And if you want to place something like this, it won't work unless you use a, let's see them, panel. They are twice as thick as the covers. If we move this now, this will just break off. Anyway, power is on, and it works. Okay, let's see what I am talked about. If this block is right there, and you get the idea? Good. Now, you also want this frame to move backwards. You can attach another motor to it, like so. Turn it around so the arrow is inside, like that. Turn the arrow around so it points backwards. But now you want electricity up there. Oh damn. The reason it didn't want to move before was because we had the wires right here where I have the blue cover right now. Even though it doesn't seem touching, these wires actually take up an entire block. So one way to solve this is adding covers all the way across, like this. Then we could just build blocks up and it wouldn't matter. A fun way to solve this is using, well, yeah, panels. We could try panels. As you can see, even though they are thicker, they still go inside. And what are we transferring? We are transferring power, like so. Well, this won't work. Doesn't matter. It's just for fun. Will it? Oh. I couldn't imagine. But you never know. Nope. If it was working, these would light up. There we go. This should work. Even though it's panels and this dirt block is touching that one up there, it should not move now. And now we wonder, why the hell did it move? Let's take one of these and test. There we go. These days are going pretty fast. What's going on? Let's try again. There we go. So, when you're using a cover panel, items will stick to it. If you're using a cover, items will not stick to it. So, if we replace this single one with a cover, we could move, and it's fine. But if we move the other way, yeah, it's going to bring to that block. And I'm not sure if it's a bug, because right now there's no power connected to this, but it's still working. So, great, I guess. Connect power once and it works. But I think it was mentioned on LRM's page that when you leave the game, power is lost. They don't remember having power. So that's also why they don't need the input. They just need the input once, but I'm sure it will be patched out pretty soon. So that's basically how motors work. That's how the doors down there work, how dam work, and how complicated machinery work. However, you could also move motors on motors. You can see that. And blocks in general. However, you cannot push blocks. They don't work like pistons. They can't move anything, and that's pretty good, because imagine this. I have this is 3 long, and I don't want it to go too far, but I'm setting it up to a redstone circuit, and I might fuck it up. Let's see. There we go. A timer. Okay, sequence setting. There we go. And I'm sure you already know what's going to happen. When this one moves out and my other motor is up there, it can't pull it back. That's a problem. However, if I had a stopping block, Danger would just run to the stopping block and push it, because everything touching these will stick. So you could add a panel and a block, and it should not be able to push anymore. Fixed. So that's basically why on the I have these on the dam. You can see I have sort of a fence. That's because sometimes, well, even though I have counters here and the counters are only counting to 2, sometimes it might go to 3 or only 1. Lag? I don't know. Some sort of weird thing. But even if it should take another turn, it won't move the pistons further up. And of course, it can't move the pistons further down because I have the stone right there. The same with the tunnel door. They go all the way up against that wall. That's just closed. As you can see. In case there is a lag spike or something and they would continue. And at the middle they of course just run into each other. So that's not a problem. There we go. So, one thing worth noticing is when you make elevators like this, I have created a long, well, it works just like a piston, but this is more of a manual piston, so I have a large hole into the ground where it fits into. Alternatively, you could use a block breaker, so when the elevator goes down, this one is broken, put into a chest at the same speed. It just stores the blocks. And then when it's moving up, on the other side you would have a deployer just deploying these frames at the same speed as you're moving up. That would make an elevator that could essentially, when you stand in here, you could press 3rd floor, and the signal will send to 3rd floor. There's 10 blocks, so it would count 10 up or stop. That would be very efficient for elevators, but the only problem is you can't store these with the panels on them. The panels break off when you put them in a chest or something. Which basically means to be able to move this elevator, all of this around should be cleared out. You can't have blocks around it. It would get stuck or it simply won't run. If you have any great ideas, or just ideas, I don't really care if they're great, let me know. And with this new update to Redpower, I'm going to try to build one of my old refineries, or maybe a ship again. I'm sure most of you have seen them already. The refineries, well, the original refineries using Buildcraft and Redpower together. And I'll probably make a modernized version for, well, this is an actual release of Minecraft before it was in Minecraft beta. So lots of improvements, of course, and of course my experience. I'm much more experienced now working with Minecraft than I was back then. And I got some pretty nifty ideas already, but if you have an idea, please write, give me a suggestion, and please comment, rate, subscribe. It helps a lot. I don't get paid for this. I'm not a YouTube partner. I do this because I enjoy building in Minecraft, and I find it very entertaining. Thank you for watching. Bye.